see the Onceler in this movie, which you never see him in the book. And for opening review, I'm going to turn to Brian for the Lorax.
This movie was 2 parts. It was the story of Ted, and then flashback to the story of the Onceler as he was in the Lorax when they were meeting. And I feel like the story with the Onceler and the Lorax was true to, I don't know, true to the artwork and the Seussian style.
Yeah.
But then you go to Ted, and they're the future in Thneedville, and it's just, it didn't have that whole Seuss like architecture. It didn't have all of that kind of stuff that you get from like his little pop-up tent, which looks like it was straight from the books. And then you go into this town, and it's just...
It seemed very DreamWorks-y.
Yeah, it's like spinning and like a lot more round.
It seems like they were trying to be Seussian.
But they didn't know how.
But the houses looked Seussian, but it still looked like a regular neighborhood. Like Seuss would have never drawn something with like normal streets. Yeah.
And when you go to the center of town, even they almost ripped that straight out of what's it? The Wizard of Oz, where like the roads are spiraling out.
Yeah,
like how the yellow brick road spiraled out, and I'm like that's almost like straight ripped out of there too.
Yeah.
So I think they went from a bunch of different influences, and that's really where they got the artwork and stuff for that. And I think that kind of, that along with the lack of Seussian dialogue kind of didn't help me all that much.
Even after not reading the book, I'm like, I know just from the few that I have read that there should have been a lot more of that feel. And that was one of the things I picked up on today, is I didn't see it as much.
But if the whole movie would have been, all the dialogue would have been Seussian.
I don't want the entire dialogue to be Seussian, but they did it like 3 times.
And then they joke about it.
And
because they cut off one of the Seussian dialogues at some moment, and we're like, "This is silly. Like, let's actually talk." And there's a part of it that's like, "No, that's charming. I want to."
That's part of why people are still going to see his stuff. 50 years.
I want to hear him say this.
And then one thing I remember did not like when they made the book movie before was they had all the musical numbers in it. And then this movie it opened up on a musical number, and I'm like, oh my gosh, no, it's already started.
And it wasn't that good of a musical number. No. It wasn't funny.
And then they have the electric guitar musical number.
I actually liked some of that was one of the things about it that I liked, is I thought the music, it wasn't Seussian at all, the music.
No.
But they were different from, the musical numbers you get in animated movies, because of the electric guitar and that. I thought that final number where he I can't remember what the name of it was, but where he's going after the money. No.
Oh, I thought that was the best one.
The Onceler's final.
The Onceler's.
Yeah, that was great. I actually really enjoyed that. It was nice to see it sounds strange. It was nice to see the character actually just accept being evil. Your protagonist.
He's accepting being evil, even though the entire message of that song was, "I'm not a bad guy."
Yeah, exactly. I thought that was interesting.
Dr. It's full of Seussian stuff. Yeah. For opening review of it, we're going to turn to it's a bizarre film. Worth seeing just for how bizarre it is.
It is.
We're going to turn to Kevin to open us out.
Knowing that I'm not a huge fan of Dr. Seuss, but honestly,
so how did you feel
watching this? Well, okay. The parts in this I thought were great to see how they portrayed his visions in real life, having to build the sets, having to dress the people.
The sets are
having to
crazy.
Do all this stuff.
They're awesome.
And you're watching this, and the technology at the time to get some of the views that they were doing. I would have loved to have seen how they did some of that stuff.
Yeah.
Some of the songs I could have done without.
I think if you cut the songs out, it would have been a 20-minute shorter movie.
But this definitely, it fit his style 100%.
With a really much darker tone than what we're used to from him.
Yeah.
Because even the opening song about how, it's a creepy little song, and he's actually singing this song about I have all these fingers and they're mine. Mine. And I'm just sitting there like, right, this is not okay for a child.
I had, while I was watching it, I'm like, when you're in their house and you're seeing that point of view, I get the feeling of Leave It to Beaver.
Yes.
And so I'm like, okay, when did that start? And that didn't start until about 5 years later. So it was about that time, I guess, that they were all doing this. But there were a couple of things that you could tell, I guess, kind of follow suit with what you were saying as far as him doing propaganda stuff. There were very stereotypical comments where Bart, says to the plumber, well, you'll only work if it's overtime. It's like, well, no, it's time and a half. And, talking about the unions. And I'm like, well, yeah, some of them are that way, but not all of them. Mm-hmm. And it was interesting to see that. Hold on. I almost like this from the technical side as much as I did the Lorax as a Dr. Seuss piece.
From the side of like art direction and seeing all these sets and costumes.
Mm-hmm. That was very intriguing to me.
Yeah. To see them actually build this enormous piano.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you got 2,500 keys, and that was one of the first things I'm looking at. I'm like, okay, are those real piano keys? I'm like, they are. Or at least most of them were.
Yeah.
And
for them to then get all the kids in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a funny comment where Dr. Seuss said, he described this movie, he said, at one point during the filming of it, one of the children threw up. Like on the piano, and he said, and that caused a catastrophic reaction where other children just kept vomiting upon this piano. And he said, and then he said, and the reviews were basically like that, where like one person just vomited on the film and another one.
The Lorax or the Cell?
Oh, I really like the Cell.
So did I.
Mm-hmm. It's the I can't remember his name. Tarsem Singh. Yeah, I like him, and like even when he's doing just something with no substance whatsoever, it's still great.
His next movie is Mirror Mirror.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. That looks like a made-for-TV movie. I don't know.
Visually, when I look at it, it clearly looks like him, and it looks really cool visually, which he's amazing with.
The girl that's playing Snow White, she could easily play Audrey Hepburn. Dead ringer, Audrey Hepburn.
You say this, I'm not sure if I believe you.
Yeah, watch next time you see a trailer. I mean, if they ever do a biography or a
her,
her,
if you say so,
definitely.
Yeah,
but
Cell was just the imagery on that. I loved it. It was phenomenal.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Have you seen The Fall?
I don't think so.
Okay, we've talked about it actually twice on the podcast.
Yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm. You should come over and watch it sometime.
As far as imagery grows, it's absolutely...
I have it in 1080p.
Yeah, baffling and amazing. Yeah. It's quite... It's out there. And the Cell's the same way. It's really
for
cool.
him, that's like, it matters.
Yeah. Like I would go with the Cell over the Lorax.
I haven't seen the Cell, so I can't...
To me,
I can't comment.
It's tough. Like with the Lorax is entertaining, but every time something that has like semblance of a story and that I like better is going to beat it.
Yeah.
So I'm going with the Cell.
Yeah.
You know?
Even though Jennifer Lopez is in it, it's still good.
She's not bad in it.
She's actually...
No,
she's one of the few people who... She's somewhat like Justin Timberlake. She's okay in movies.
Yeah.
You know?
In some movies.
It's not a solid bet, though, every time with her.
Cool. Yeah.
Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad.
Well,
so.
that's the...
I'd like to.
The problem, I think, with being an attractive female actress is that you're going to get cast in romantic comedies.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
True.
And there's almost nothing you can do about it. And why wouldn't you take the money?
You can say no.
Yeah. I mean,
she doesn't. I mean, she's got a music. I mean, for Jennifer Lopez specifically, she's got a music career.
Yeah.
She's, I'm sure, got some sort of clothing line or fragrance somewhere. So she doesn't need the money.
Yeah.
She divorced Puff Daddy.
Yeah.
So
I mean, got money.
You got Michelle Williams. You have what's her name in The Help?
Emma Stone.
No, well, her too.
Viola Davis.
No, he's talking about
Jessica Chastain.
Jessica Chastain. So I mean, that doesn't necessarily hold true. You can be an attractive woman in Hollywood and not just do crappy comedies.
I mean,
you can, but then you're
but
not.
But she's not talented enough.
But what I'm saying
is
she's
done a couple of good movies besides.
But then you don't get the notoriety either. You don't become the household name if you don't.
That's true.
If you don't do a romantic comedy, I think.
People just need to know your name, part of it, and people will watch those. It's like, just doing the big blockbuster so that you can do the movies that you actually like.
Yeah.
You get Michelle Williams, and there's still people who see her, and it's like, oh, it's that girl from Dawson's Creek.
Yeah, they don't know her.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm burning!
Where's the bathroom?
No, I just had one hand behind.
Yeah, just had one hand, and then one hand to the side. Yeah. I guess he's lifting the sound.
It still looks like he's
Infinity
trying not to.
Yeah.
Still looks like he's trying not to poop.
Yeah.